77th with their classic Regimental skins, probably the most drip out of all of them, and also one of the more OG ones. 45E with their, I believe it's brown pants. D8, 9, 10, spotting the wrong uniform. Definitely getting yelled at right now by Adam. Okay, looking at the 77th, they've got Doge and Ed and Lavat on their left, Chester, Dumbbell, and Jimmy in the middle, Shaquisha, Crazy, and Toaster on the right. 45E are being good sports, and they're matching the 77th's 9 players. So kudos to them. 45E right flank is Perk, Ryan, and Power. Their mid is D8, 9, Billjet, and Ghost. And their left is Gert, Adam, and Seven Nation. .45E playing aggressive a bit on both flanks. Power finding a nice pick on Lavat. He's one of the better players. 77th. 77th, which is kind of going down here. And they get eliminated. I don't. Yeah, 77th didn't get a kill that round. 45E's only death was a team kill from our glorious king Adam the Meta. Yeah, the 45E just definitely W keyed pretty hard into both the flanks. The mid was just kind of like a line phase, just, and the 45E got some picks there. They just won handedly everywhere. I think the 77th might try to do maybe like an aggressive left because that's where Ed is and Lavat, and then kite their right pretty good. I mean, Crazy and Toaster are definitely not bad players, but they are going against Seven Nation, but more importantly, Adam. They're kind of doing that. Ed finding a nice kill into Power, but Lavat goes down. Same with Doge. 77th are doing decently okay on the left. Billjet finding a nice kill in the mid. Last 2 players alive for the 77th. It's just Ed now. Sorry if you guys hear the sirens. I live in Thugville. Ed goes down. Quick little scoreboard check. Update this thing. Perk leading the team, going 4-0. So is Adam. And then on the 77th, only Jimmy, Ed, and Chester Drawers have logged a kill. It'd be pretty poetic if at some point during the group fight, if Billjet or Chester get a kill on each other. 77th keeping their lineup currently. Voss saying in chat, 45 will crumble if Lavach turns on Brain. I think that's pretty valid to say. He's a very strong player. I think if Lavat was on NA ping, 77th would be in a much more different spot. Hiding their right side, trading out picks on the left, but they're currently losing that. They're doing a decent job. They win the right side. They need to try to clean up the guy in the middle soon. It's Gert kind of surviving. Gert goes down. 4 versus 2. See Power and Ryan alive. Power finding a kill. Power finding 2 kills. Crazy and Jimmy. Crazy gets up downed. Last one left is Jimmy. Doing a great job blocking. So Power and Ryan are able to close out a 2v4. At the end there, Jimmy just kind of started S-keying and just blocking. He just gave them a perfect opportunity to up down them. You typically want to try to like either get between somebody by like jumping through the middle, trying to force a team kill, or kind of face hugging somebody around them. But just kind of standing there is just going to give, somebody like Power and Ryan free reign to just organize an up down pretty quick. Va, you are correct. I did misread your names. All right, so score is 3-0. Ryan is the only one from the 45E who has yet to die. No team kills from the 77th in 3 rounds, so that's pretty impressive. Power just destroying Chester. Ryan finding 2 kills. Ed answering back, but there's too many members of 77th falling down. Last player left for the 77th is Jimmy, and he goes down. Power and Ryan just kind of had their way right off the line phase. Ed answered back, but it was just too little too late. Power kind of hit a nice target swap off the line. Ryan currently 8-0, having a pretty good game. Power's up there 6-1 as well. 7 Nation with 7 assists. Lavat and Shaquisha are still struggling to find some kills here. I think Lavash is just kind of in a really poor spot. He's getting swapped on pretty well and he's going up against some pretty decent players. I think he's right up against Power. Watch this one from the 77th perspective. Pay attention towards the left side of the screen, possibly. Good little fight going down on the right. Jimmy pushed up and was a bit too aggressive there. They find a kill in the middle. Head goes down, or that was Lavat, rather. Last two left is Crazy. Last one, Crazy. And the 77th go down. 45E are up 5-0. 77th should have won that round, where it was a 4 versus 2. But the way how this fight is going, I think the 45E could possibly 15-0 them. You know, I'm not sure if the 45E, where they exactly stand in terms of like playoff seedings. I don't know if they need every single round that they can get for the differential just to hold the 77th at bay. Maybe they sub in, I don't know, Razzle, Jake, or somebody like that, get them some reps. Not sure. .45E pushing that left side pretty aggressively. Doge going down. Ed answering back, though. Trading out kills, but they've decisively lost their left side. Gets up down there. Ed trying to do his best to survive. Might be able to get another kill here. Squeeze one out. And he goes down. Alright, 6-0 for the 45E. Chris saying 77th can get 11 rounds if they start now. I believe we're seeing a couple of rotates for the 45E. Jake spawning in, going the wrong uniform. Classic. Gert subbing out, one of their core players. Just get Jake some reps. Ed currently top boarding for the 77th with 18 blocks. He's playing pretty decent. 1.49 impact. We'll try to watch this from his perspective here. 77th right flank kiting pretty good. Middle is just kind of stalemate here. Ed's 3 getting picked. Ed finds a nice kill. Ed needs to be careful. Trying to land an up down here. Seeing Dumbbell doing his best to survive. If he can try to take out one, that would be very helpful to those two if they can win that. He goes down, unfortunately. They're both kind of in 1v1s over here. Ed winning it, though. It's Ed and Chester Drawers. Ed finding a nice up down. Ed versus 1 versus 3 versus 7 Nation, Ghost, and D8. I wouldn't count him out. Just needs to get a little lucky. And he goes down. It's a little unfortunate. 77th with some, 45E with some good discipline there. None of them kind of like stood on top of each other. None of them were dragging. All doing a good job. Ed kind of popping off that round, though, going 7-7. He's got 24 blocks and a 1.88 impact. Ryan is 11-2 with a 2.21, and the difference between the top frags. So Ed has 24 blocks, but Ryan only has 6 blocks. All right, again, we'll watch the Ed show here. 77th getting picked on their right flank. Ed trying to do his best to keep his duo alive. He's finding a nice kill. See if they can close this out. His duo goes down. It's just Ed left. Ed versus the world. Ed may be block farming. And he goes down. Alright, score is 8-0. Voss saying in the chat, a very good sign for the 45E that a reg like the 77th is getting shut out. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair to say. I mean, Lavach is 0-7. Arguably, you know, probably their number 2 player behind Ed. Toaster and Crazy are not seeing a lot of success over on the right flank. Honestly, I would say move Lavach to the dead center if you can. Maybe put Dumbbell in his spot or Jimmy. Just tell them to try to block and survive as much. I think we'll see it on this round, hopefully, but the mid is just kind of staring at each other. And if we can put Lavat in that area, you might be able to wreak some havoc here. Kind of see the 45Es pushing that right pretty hard, pushing the left, and the mid just kind of divulges. But Ed, almost the last one alive. He's got his duo up. Do his best to find a kill. Ed left, and he goes down. It's 9-0 for the 45E. You know, this is a pretty handed match so far for the 45E. They're playing pretty well. They've got Razzle in now, along with Jake and D89 subbing in Jacob. So maybe you'll see 77th try to pull away a couple more rounds here. Ed taking a timeout. Good call here. Ryan subbing out, their top performer. So the 77th are in pretty close contention with the KRA in terms of seeding. KRA have a -6 point differential, but they have 18 points. Meanwhile, the 77th have 16 points and a -4. So the 77th would really try to get as many points as they possibly can get to try to overtake the KRA in terms of seeding. Chris saying the 77th should stack a flank. Their mid is a 45E shooting range. Yeah. You know, Doge and Lavat, they're having a really tough game today. They're going 1-9 and 2-8. So 3-17 between the two of them. I think maybe if you put Ed and Crazy, they might see a little bit more success, or even Ed and Toaster. Toaster finding a kill on the right, Ed finding a kill, Dumbbell finding a kill. 77th are kind of starting to roll here a bit. Seven Nation finding the first kill for the 45E. Lavach finding a nice kill on Perk. They're kind of splitting up here. I don't know if that's necessarily a good idea. 77th are closing it out, though. Good job. You know, there's the first round for the 77th, but it's important to note it's not like they picked the guys who just subbed in for the 45E. I believe the first 2 picks the 77th got were on Adam and Power, arguably their best players that they currently have in. So maybe a 77th comeback starts now. Ed going 9-9, the only one going positive, but Lavach, I believe, got, what is that, 3 kills that, no, sorry, 2 kills that round. Toaster also found a kill. Crazy, a little upset about his death there in the chat. All right, 9-1. Hopefully the 77th can maybe get like 4 more rounds. Get at least 5 points. Hiding their right, as they always have been. Dumbbell finding a nice kill in the mid. They just found another one. They're kind of cleaning up that left side con. That's an unlucky hit from Chester onto Power. That would have been a really nice kill to get in this situation here. I think it's going to be a 45E round. We only have Jimmy and Toaster Coaster left. Toaster is all by himself. He goes down. 10-1 for the 45E. 77th mid did a nice job there. But again, I think Lavach would be a better choice than Dumbbell there. But Scoreboard check for everybody. Billjet having a nice game, going 10-4. Shout out. So 45E left flank will probably be W King pretty hard. Let's try to watch the 45E's middle here to see what kind of happens to them. 77th left is kind of getting dive bombed right now. 77th mid isn't doing much of anything, but Doge finding a nice kill, but he team kills Dumbbell. Finds another good kill, just 2 straight stabs in a row. Last one left for the 45E is 7 Nation. Nice job from Lavach. Good round from the 77th. It seems like the 77th's left flank won. Their mid kind of took a little bit of a passive play there, but we saw Doge kind of fly in and get everybody behind. 7 Nation now on top for the 45E. Ed having a good game. Not a lot of team kills in this match. Only 3 from the 45E right now and only 3 from the 77th. So, but again, kudos to the 45E for only playing 9, for matching the 77th's 9. Definitely, I don't believe they have to. They could be playing 10, but it's very nice of them. 77th aren't really so much kiting their right. Jimmy needs to try to get in there. They're winning their left flank, it seems. All right, we have a 4 versus 4 here. We have Doge, Chester, Ed, and Lavach versus 7 Nation, Adam, Razzle, and Power. Adam almost going down there, but they find an up down. Power wins a 1v1 on the far right, but we see a team kill from Power onto Adam. Last one is Ed. Ed could do it. Ed goes down. Again, good discipline from the 45E in these, 2vx, 3vx, whatever situations. Noah subbing in for the 45E. Billjet subbing out. Billjet was had at least a 2.0 KD, so good game from him. But it's good to see the 45E rotating some of their guys, getting some, some of their depth, some practice in, because you never know. Like, somebody could have something happen, like one of your normal starters, so like a family event, emergency of some sorts, and you got to look to one of these guys to sub in. But in some of the competitive games the 45E have played, they really haven't had the room to, I guess, rotate players, because those are tough matches. Power finding an opening pick onto Ed. 77th are answering back though with 4 kills to Ed's death. Adam answering back. 77th 5, 6, 7. Last 2 left for the 45E. We're seeing Lavach's name up there a lot with the team kill as well. 11-3. Lavach is pulling it back. He's now 11-10. I believe he was like 3-8 or 3-7. So good little comeback from him. Chris saying the 77th middle doesn't help either side. Like either of their flanks. Yeah, I think that's a pretty valid point. Maybe they're stressing keeping the line integrity, so the guys in the middle are a little bit afraid of making some plays, because if they get picked, then there's just a gap for everybody to get backstabbed. But looking at the 45E's lineup right now, it's Noah, Jacob, Jake, Razzle. Not terrible players, but not Adam. 77 trading out. 2-1. Pretty even right now. I think the 45E have a bit of an upper hand here. 77th are stuck in some duels here, but they're finding their teammates. 3 versus 4. 3v3. Quisha with an awesome drag. Dumbbell getting lost a little bit. That mistake. You should have just stayed with your teammate instead of going to look. He's got 7 Nation, Perk, and D8, 9, 10. And he goes down. You know, sometimes you have the feeling that you want to go regroup to help somebody, maybe because they're a little bit of lesser skill compared to the other guy that you have alive with you. But I think if you're currently in a fight, you know, it's not overwhelming numbers. That was a 2v2. I would just stick through with it. If that guy loses his 1v1, okay. But, you know, you have an opportunity. It's 2v2. It's even. Try to get a kill, then that other guy's going to come in. Then now you have another 2v2. But just want to try to keep fighting. Don't want to leave your teammates out in the dust. All right, score is 12-3. 77th diving the middle a little bit, finding some nice kills. They're hitting up that right con pretty good. 77th just utterly win the middle and the right side, and they win the left. Nice job. All right, 12-4. I think if there's any KRA members watching this, probably a little bit frustrated with the 45E of not just closing them out, you know, say in a 15-0 fashion. Because, you know, some of them are currently in the 7th seed, but they're fighting for that 6th seed. Look back at the challenge. Yeah, I think the 77th only need to do 2 rounds better than how the KRA does. Obviously, I'm a little biased how I think the 2B is going to do against the KRA. But, you know, if 77th are able to claw away 2 more rounds, if the KRA don't get anything more than 4, then they drop a spot in seeding. 77th are just kind of diving now. You be careful of backstabs, but they're finding some good kills. It's pretty close here, but I think the 77th should have it. Chester, indecisive, not going to help Crazy. Crazy going to do his best to survive and just try to get out of there. Nice little block from him. As teammates coming in. Nice up down onto Perk. And Chester finding another kill. I don't know if I'm kind of stupid, but I'll explain it again in a better way. The 77th need to have 2 more rounds in this fight compared to the KRA and how they do versus the 2B. Whoever, if the KRA get 2 less rounds, you know, against the 2B, then they're going to drop down to the 7th seed and the 77th should move up to the 6th seed. 77th did do a flank swap a couple rounds ago. I forgot to mention that. Score is 12-5. Ed finding a nice kill onto Razzle. Razzle was playing 2. They're kind of dive bombing the middle a little bit, but the 45 are doing a good job holding them at bay. But they win their left flank. Still pretty decently even here. Still have Power up alive. Power goes down. Last 2 left for the 45 is D8, 9, 10, and Jake. Lavach and Jake in a 1v1. Getting the boot. Another boot, and Ed cleans it up. That was like an alley-oop to Ed right there. Ryan's subbing back in for the 45E. I think they took out... Who did they take out for him? I'm not exactly sure, but... Razzle is no longer on 2. He's now playing back on 3. We have Adam at 2 and Jake on 1. Their right flank is Perk, Ryan, and D8, 9, 10. '77 dive bombing that mid. They're destroying that left side of your screen. The flank is pretty even here. Jimmy goes down, but Doge finds a nice cleanup kill. Power wins the fight against Doge, and the right kind of fell. So Lavach alive. Finds an awesome kill, but he goes down. Last one is Shaquisha versus Perk and D8, 9-10, and he goes down. So now 13-6 for the 45E. All right, scoreboard check. Ed and Lavach and Dumbbell, same with Chester Drawers, are playing pretty well for the 77th. Seven Nation, 20-10. I think only him, Perk, Adam, and Power have been the only ones who've stayed in. Ryan was also having a great game earlier. Might be doing a little bit of impact farming. 77th playing very reserved, very passive. So is the 45E. Ed finding a nice pick on a Razzle, but Adam answers back. I think the fight's pretty even here. They need to try to get some kills on the left. Jimmy getting an awesome kill there. They have a 4 versus 1. They bring him down. Jimmy, if he can stay alive, that's perfect. He goes down, unfortunately. All right, 4 versus 3. Can go for either sides. And Noah with a kill, or that was Power with a kill, rather. 2 1v1s. Power wins his duel. Shaquisha versus Jake. Jake wins the duel. All right, 14-6. So I think there's at least 2 rounds the 77th could have won. You know, score could have been 12-8 sort of dealio, but no timeouts from the 77th. They're ready to just go at it. Doge and Lavach both going down. It's not looking good for the 77th here. Seems to be a bit of a blue wave. Yeah, 45E. Close out the match going 15-6. Power, 7 Nation, Adam with the top frags. Ed and Lavach